Thank you very much, Admiral. What we'll do, I'll go ahead and start with just a couple questions, and we'll go back and forth in order of arrival. And with that, we'll go ahead and get started. Feel free to take as much time as necessary, Admiral, to discuss the challenges and opportunities that you have in Southcom. So just to start, sir, the National Defense Strategy clearly identifies great power competition between the United States and, of course, China and Russia as the most pressing threat to national security. Given their expanding presence in your AO, the NDS has particular relevance to your area of responsibility. So if you could explain what is the role of the U.S. military as we're competing with China and Russia in the Western Hemisphere, what more can we be doing?
Our focus is to build strong partnerships with very capable, 27 of 31 nations are democracies, so we focus on partnerships. And that's the best way to outcompete China. Our partners want to work with us. They want the advantage of United States education, training, exercises, and military equipment. It's the best in the world. And so it's up to us to deliver that in a way that's relevant and also provides a return on investment for American taxpayers. So that is our focus. Colombia and Brazil are two very good examples where we spend a lot of time. We've traveled to Colombia on multiple occasions. We've been to Brazil. Their chiefs of defense have been to see us. It begins with intelligence sharing and education, frankly, at a person-to-person level and a mill-to-mill level. We enhance each other's situational awareness, strengthen our understanding of the opportunities and challenges, and work on education, both in their schools and in ours. And I've had the opportunity to go down and speak at their institutions. And so that's the foundation. That counters Russia and China best because, frankly, they can't compete with our system. They're trying. They're in the area. Everywhere I go, the chiefs of defense say the Chinese have come. They've offered us free education, unlimited travel, opportunity to go to their schools. They've taken and replicated our model. They've stood up Spanish language training in Beijing. And the message I get from our capable partners is we don't want to train with them, we want to continue. So the best way is to be consistent, to offer the level of service and demand that the partners can meet. So we operate at their speed, and then also ensure that there's something that we give back. And when you meet a new chief of defense, for example, the new chief of defense in El Salvador and the new minister of defense in El Salvador, both graduates of U.S. service schools. In fact, the chief of defense, I think, has been to 5 U.S. schools, and the minister of defense graduated of the Naval War College in Newport. And they're committed to working with us, not with others, and that's the way we move forward in a real meaningful way, Senator.
Thank you very much. And just to go a little bit further with that, I do firmly believe in those mill-to-mill opportunities, whether through training exercises or through educational opportunities. Now, we've spoken, maybe you can expand a little bit on the lack of opportunity maybe that we have been able to extend to other military members in attending our military schools. If you could talk a little bit about what some of those challenges are, whether it's funding or otherwise, it would be good to hear about that.
The opportunity to expand our offerings of education in our military schools and training in our schools, and there is a difference, but both to get after technical skills and then some of the professional military is the single best investment we can make long-term to our partnerships. Graduates of our school systems go back with an understanding of U.S. doctrine, U.S. tactics, techniques, and really become lifelong friends. The chief of defense in Argentina, for example, is honor grad of the Army War College and very proud of it, and was just admitted into the Army War College Hall of Fame. And that fact is known by the political leadership in Argentina, and it's valued. And I find him to be one of my best, General Sosa, one of my best strategic partners. Our levels of funding that have been provided, and principal source of funding for education comes from the International Military Education Training IMET account. It's a State Department funded. That's basically been flatlined for as long back as I can do the math. So in then year dollars, in current year dollars, a flat account's getting us less school seats over time. because the schools cost more what we are able to contribute within the rules. So I've advocated, and former defense secretaries have as well, that we would be well served to look at an increase in this. The overall account for the entire Department of Defense is somewhere just north of 100 million, and for Southcom it's about 11 million. And I think I could absorb 18 million, a modest increase. And when you look at the kinds of monies we're spending in other areas, this is a low amount of money for a high dividend, high payoff. So I would advocate that's an area we could expand. I'm glad we're not like these others, and I won't dignify by naming the names of the countries that come in and offer no strings attached training. I'm glad we have vetting and emphasize human rights. The right thing to do. It should be a high bar to go to our schools. We should get a return on investment from it. So I think we do the right things with the way we screen and invest and look at the long-term return on investment for both our forces. That's an area I think would do well to expand, Senator.
Very good. Dollars well spent. Thank you very much, Admiral. Ranking Member Peters.